Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious. Today, of course, we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords, and we are continuing our Let's Play series. And of course, guys, we have created our own kingdom, and so we are in the process of surviving that process. You know, it is a tough thing to create a kingdom, and then those first initial few hours to survive and actually be able to have a kingdom that can go toe to toe with the rest of the continent. That's what we're trying to do at the moment. We're still trying to survive that initial stage, everyone declaring war and us having to manage those wars. Now, we're currently at war with Sturgia, and Sturgia have our capital under siege. And if you've been watching since the last episode, we kind of done the sneaky. We allowed them to, siege up. They've had about 100 more troops than they have right now, but they've lost them while trying to siege. Meanwhile, we went ahead and got every single person and his mom into the army that we have. So this is the maximum number that we can actually wield at the moment. So it's a pretty even fight, as we can see, 686 versus the 673. Pretty even. If we do manage to win it, though, I really do think this is going to be a huge blow to Sturgia. And anyone see a resemblance? Because this guy looks the spit of me. Somehow I've managed to find my twin brother, but hey-ho, is what it is. Let's see if we can capture or kill him and see how this battle goes. Just have to hope the terrain... the terrain is kind. I quite like these, it's a nice open battlefield, nothing really in the way. There is a hill which probably the AI are gonna cling to. Let's take our infantry and kind of just drag it in a nice line in front of our archers. Hopefully we can maneuver that through this battle. I should have probably split this into two, to be fair, because maneuvering that line is going to be an absolute nightmare, but I can't be asked. Okay, so as long as we keep the enemy away from our archers, we should be pretty good. Now, we have 150 archers. Almost 100 of that is top tier archers, every single one of them belonging to me. If you've been following this playthrough, you know the units that I've been collecting and slowly upgrading to. Now, I need to move the infantry closer. This is a big battlefield. So I definitely need to move them a little bit closer. It doesn't look like they're charging. I think in a battle like this, in a battle that's designed to be a close battle, or is going to be a close battle, it's going to be about that controlling your troops, making sure that you're able to use them to their best advantages. And in my case, my army, it's my range. I need to move my ranged into position so they can just rain down hell. Now, we've been a bit unlucky because we have just started our own kingdom. And we have had quite a few people already declare war on us. We've had to make peace. We've tried to win influence, kingdom influence where we can in the battles that we can win. Just like right now, I could take the easy option. I could make Sturgia, have peace. It would cost me influence. I'd be paying them X amount of money. But I honestly feel like, although they have a decent sized army, I think we can win. And I think we can put some hurt on them. Do I think we've got the numbers right now to take one of their castles or their town? No, I honestly don't think we do. But I do think we have enough money or have a big enough army to dominate them on the battlefield. And of course, if we do win these sort of battles, that means we're going to be collecting influence. And for us right now, in a position that we're in, that's going to be so important. We're going to need influence to turn a couple of our companions into lords and gift them castles. I believe that costs 500 influence each in order to do that, plus a castle, plus like 20,000 dinars. That is not cheap. We also have a few policies that we want to be grabbing up as well. And again, those policies are not going to be cheap for us to get on board. So influence is something that we're going to have to grind out and focus on grinding out, being a young kingdom. I need to get some more cavalry units. I say that every episode. I could probably do with dropping 30 or so of my champions and maybe picking up some Valandian Bannerlords or Bannermen. They are very good units. Oh, I have got the wrong sword out. Let's get the correct sword, shall we? There's my bad boy. That is a sword that I made. I'm very proud of. It seems to be getting me one-handed experience, despite it being a two-handed sword. That's like, look how slow that is, the swing. Absolute painstakingly slow. I thought it was because my two-handed weapon ability wasn't that good, but no. It's the sword. It's a horrendously balanced sword, but look at the damage it does in a single hit. This thing will just chop a man in two. Very cool sword. Do I miss not having a bow? Yeah, I actually do miss not having a bow. We done a lot of work to try and get our bow levels up, but I'm sure a time will come where we need it in a siege, which is exactly why we were working on that stat in the first place. I kind of wish I'd given myself this sword a hell of a lot sooner, because like I said, it does so much damage. Kind of cool. They've been sending out their cavalry, and so I'm closing them down with my own cavalry, taking out one or two, dealing a little bit of damage here and there. Their cavalry units are the mobile units that can do some serious damage to my troops as they're moving and maneuvering along the battlefield. I absolutely want to make sure that I don't also get into a sticky situation and get knocked out or killed even within this battle. Obviously, if I lose, if I KO, my troops could rescue me. I could be pulled off and the battle can still go ahead, but the morale of the troops do drop heavily. Obviously, they don't have your organizational skills, and it seems that you lose a lot of troops when that happens. So, if we was to get knocked out right now, would we win? It's kind of a flip of a coin. Make sure these guys are doing the right thing. Moving formations of 300-400 men isn't easy. It's incredibly clunky. And that column is exactly why I should have split them into two. Put them in a nice square formation, I guess. Make sure we move up those ranged units as well. You'll see the ranged units can't do no damage if they're not actually within range. Also, it's another good idea to note and to remember that your ranged units do not have unlimited arrows. You know, eventually they will run out and they will be forced to fight with their melee weapon. So consider that for a moment as well. You know, keep an eye on your ranged units, and if it looks like they have in fact run out of weapons, then that is potentially an issue. But that's another reason why the champions are so good, because they do have that two-handed weapon that they can get out if needed. I also quite like the Valandian sharpshooters. Those guys have some really good defense, a really good shield as well, I believe. And so they also make half decent infantry units if you need them. What are they attacking? Oh, okay. Attacking these infantry cavalry units down here. Looks like they've got 2 packs running around. A little bit of lag. This isn't the biggest battle we fought, though. We fought a much bigger battle than this, almost twice its size. So, performance-wise, it should be okay. See if we can get some people to start engaging. Engage is a much better option than charge. Unfortunately, on PC, they have something called advance in their tactics menu. We don't seem to have that on console. Bit of annoying, because that was also one of my favorite commands. There we go. The 2 parties are very, very close now. I'm a bit surprised that we've actually had to engage them. They have refused to engage us, like, straight off the bat. I feel like this is probably because they had low morale. I think they had low morale because obviously they were in the middle of a siege. They were sieging our town. We've come ahead, fully organized army, and attacked them while they were in the middle of a siege. So I believe the AI's army had a low morale. They were on the back foot, and so hence they didn't want to fight, especially as we were similar sized army. We're doing some damage. Got a couple of extra kills in that. Got to make sure these archers are protected. Oh, there's only 100 of our infantry left. We're going to try and maneuver them a little bit. Oh, hold on. We just got a whole bunch of extras. See if we can help these guys retreat. Sometimes the AI can get distracted on you as the leader. They're prioritized knocking or killing you rather than going after your troops. So we did suffer huge damage then, but hopefully we saved some lives. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, they've just spawned in. That is not good. So our troops have spawned where we were in battle. I didn't realize we were missing troops at all. And of course the AI have effectively spawned directly behind our troops, directly behind our undefended archers. That is not cool. I'm trying to do my very best to get them to retreat and backtrack as fast as possible. Just so that way we can kind of reorganize with our own troops. That was totally problematic and something that us console players really do have to be aware of when it comes to fighting in battles that are higher than the number than we can actually have on screen or have set to have on screen. That was an oversight by myself. Nice. I do like our sword, that's pretty cool. Our boys definitely have not run out of arrows, which is cool. Let's get them to advance and engage. We are winning. We do have more troops. We probably have better troops than they do as well. And we've got two groups now attacking their big group. So I think we may have won this quite easily or quite convincingly. I'm just worried about how many injuries versus how many deaths we may have. Hopefully it's more injured than deaths, and I'm really hoping that we still actually have a half decent number to defend ourselves with after this battle as well. I cannot get him. There we go. 97 damage in one swing. It's an absolute beast of a weapon. It's just so super slow. Oh, look at that. 112 damage straight to the midsection. Executed him like a pro. And we have won the battle, guys. There we go. Let's have a little look-see at what these final stats are. So we got some good renown. We got 92 influence, guys. That's massive for us right now. We got a good amount of loot. Our party only lost 24 troops. We had 100 injured. So all in all, that's really not bad. Only 20 or so deaths. I'm happy with that. Now, our other parties are going to be absolutely, crippled, but that's fine. At a later date, we can sort that out. All of these guys we are going to take as prisoner, of course. Again, releasing them instead of taking them hostage as prisoner. Totally good point. Totally valid thing to do. Boost relationship with them. But we want more money. That's going to be our key, although we don't need it because we got smithing. But hey, more money is a good thing. A little bit of roguery skill isn't a bad thing. And of course, at this stage, we don't have any extra clans. So, we have one clan, which is me. And therefore, if we take them prisoner, potentially that's extra people off the battlefield. Of course, I'm just going to sell them. Get all these upgrades in. There was a ton of upgrades. Upgrades is another very, very good way to make leadership experience. Over our limit. There we go. We did get some leadership experience there too. We're now 202. That's not too bad. And we're a step out of our main town, so we can pop all of these prisoners in if we need to. Let's have a look. That's not a bad amount. I wonder... Actually, let's have a look in the dungeon. Need to kind of go up here. get some more troops. I was kind of hoping there was going to be a few more in our town. There wasn't. I was going to possibly pop those officers inside as well, but meh. No troops. No troops, no troops, no troops. Now, something I completely forgot to do is we actually got married a couple of episodes ago, so we can finally recall our wife, and perhaps we can have a baby. Our brother, our youngest brother, is of age now as well, so we managed to recall him. And I feel like this is the guy that we're going to make into a lord and gift a castle. Of course, we're a while away from actually being able to do so. We could give him... Which one? Definitely don't give him a town. Just a random castle would do. But like I said, we unfortunately do not have the influence to do this just yet. I might want to kit him out as well before I actually make him a lord and make him a bit prettier, give him some gear. Yeah, so 183 on one-handed, 202 on leadership. Either or with these, neither one is particularly massively better than the other. Kind of maxed out on our one-handed weapons here as well. Don't think we're going to get many more points. Kind of need to level up quite fast. Need an attribute point, need a focal point. There's so many little lords down here. It's just, because we're in a big army, we're not going to be able to catch them. And I don't really want to risk breaking apart this army right now, because we have a lot of troops that are injured. I'm wondering if I can micromanage movement and kind of trap them. Quite honestly, I'm trying to waste a little bit of time as well and just allow my troops to stop being wounded and become a fully fledged dude again. So many little lords down here. Sturgis is definitely someone I'm going to try and recruit from. I don't have a positive relationship, which is massively a problem, and it is something that I really should start releasing them and giving us that hope of a positive relationship. It'd be cheaper when it comes to actually recruiting them, for one. Oh, he got away. That's so annoying. I thought we were so close to him. I thought we might be able to do it. It didn't work. I'll tell you what, let's do a little raid. Let's do that. I'm going to zoom out just to see if an army does get raised. If all of these guys joined an army, they'd probably have enough troops to do us in. However, do they have the influence in order to get an army called? It does cost influence, and all the other kingdoms have to work the same way we do. Not particularly rich town, this. Let's have a look. They do massively outnumber us at this town. However, I have got an idea. I didn't like that I raided. Never mind. Okay, so this town. Realistically, I don't think I could beat it. I don't think that I could beat them one-on-one. But notice that they have a huge garrison. In other words, they have a lot of troops that have been placed there. And it doesn't look like they have a huge amount of food in this town as well. So we're going to do something a little bit naughty. I'm actually going to starve out this town. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they don't manage to make an army. Because that's something that could, you know, be problematic. We've still got troops that are healing up as well, so this gives us time to heal. This means that they are going to be starving out, and it also means that whoever we have on engineering is going to be getting some good few points when it comes to siege weapons and stuff like that too. Yeah, they have a garrison of like 600 troops, which is what's given them almost, you know, that's over half of those total numbers. They have got a few people inside as well. There we go. Of course, every single one of these trebuchets that gets built, we're going to move to reserves until we can actually put out 4. And of course, our buddy gets engineering points for building siege weapons. And for just, you know, building the siege camp and all that sort of stuff. So it's all good. All of its experience and everything is what we need. But look at that. Sturgia go from raiding our capital to just getting boxed in their one and only town. No wonder it has such good defenses, though, and high garrison. It is their last town. This is their last hope, their last stand almost. They have one other castle after this. One really good thing about expanding from being a one kingdom clan, you know, we are a kingdom, we have exactly one clan. One thing about expanding is finding the smallest kingdom on the map. In our case, it happens to be Sturgia. Now, as 9 times out of 10, if you try to recruit a lord and they don't have a castle or a town under their name, there's a good chance you might actually be able to recruit them. If they have a town or a castle, you've got almost no hope of recruiting them. So Sturgia, we know, have got more clans than they have land. So they should have a good few amount of clans. We got a very good chance of actually recruiting. Oh, and look at that. For whatever reason, their garrison went from 600 to... They lost a lot of troops. They lost a lot of troops. I'm not exactly sure why they lost so many troops. Whether people left, whether they got recruited, whether they did actually starve out before they actually run out of food. I'm not sure what the hell happened there. But they did lose a lot of troops, and that number has gone down from 1,000 to 450. And of course, we have cracked the walls as well. That's still not a battle that I particularly want to do. All of these other like lords that are running around are people that I would very much like to pick off. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to disband the army and offer my own people up as bait. Now, we have a good amount of troops. Not being in an army means we are faster, which means we should theoretically be able to catch some of these guys. And I'm hoping some of them want to go for someone. We might be able to catch someone. There we go. Our boys just had a fight and they just won. And we managed to catch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lords. Look at that. 271 versus 204. If you ask me, that's a nice little battle. Oh, we're in a valley. Valleys aren't terrible. It looks like we've got all of our troops as well, so there should be no reinforcements appearing from behind us this time. Gonna try and get a little eye on where their troops may be. Move some troops up as well, I think. This should be a nice, easy battle. We do have them outnumbered, so that's going to be good for us. Again, we're looking at a decent amount of renown. Should get some experience. And of course, we're going to get that influence, which is all important. Every bit of influence we get right now is going to be of the utmost importance. Of course, bearing in mind, we can't even create a companion into a lord until we've got at least 600 influence, because I really wouldn't want to drain all the influence we got. I want to keep that 100 influence just in case the Western Empire decide to attack, because they probably will decide to attack pretty soon. I cannot get that guy. He's on a much faster horse. Make sure we are popping our troops down right. Trying to micromanage your troops is something that's a really good idea to try and get into the habit of. It can be so easy just to shout charge, but for your own troops' lives' sake, it's a really good idea to move your troops where you think it would be best suited for them. Cavalry are quite often just have follow me, to be fair. That way at least I've got the backup of the cavalry, so if I, ride and get caught somewhere, they're there, they will help, they will engage. Or of course you can always maneuver them to flank the enemy. There we go. All of our troops are right over there, going to come over the mountain. This sword is so slow, but it's devastating if it touches someone. Absolutely devastating. Oh, that was a lot of red. And there we go. There's all the green rolling. There's a lot more green than it is red, but that's absolutely fine. Definitely the way you want to see it. And just because I haven't mentioned it in this episode, and I know that a lot of people are catching one episode here, one episode there, guys, having a good surgeon is so important. Within this episode, you see me do 2 big battles, and I'm going to be taking losses. Most of them have ended up being wounded because I've got that good surgeon. They're keeping my troops alive, meaning I'm going to keep being able to recycle them, meaning that my top tier troops, the ones that have taken me forever to actually level up and upgrade, they are staying alive for another battle. Surgeons, absolute game changers. And I'm pretty sure we just won this battle. There we go. They are fleeing, and that is another win for us. Let's have a look. Only 15 dead. We got another 50 renown, so that's not too bad. Another 30, other way around. 30 renown and 50 influence. All that influence are going to be so cool. Right, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts. Let me know how your game's doing. And of course, if you're stuck on anything in particular, we do have that active and growing Discord. The Discord link is down in the description. So if you want to join the server, feel free. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been a Critically Curious, and I will see you in the next episode real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.